In order to understand Gordon's uniqueness as both a player and person, you should understand where he came from. Though born in England to parents of Jamaican descent, when he was an infant, Gordon's mother, Yvonne, moved Ben and his sister Ingrid to Mount Vernon, New York, a suburb north of the city. His house was just up the block from the 8th Avenue Park, which now bears his name, and where he fell head over heels for basketball.
You know, I couldn't understand like his love and passion. Like he always wanted to go out there bouncing the ball. He's always in the park. I'm always, you know, his sister used to be shouting from here across the park to get him to come in, because we had a structure, like they had to eat like at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Gordon remains intensely loyal to his mom and grandma, who would care for him after school when Yvonne was at work as a secretary for IBM.
My mom and my grandma, they always taught me the right things, but they never tried to force me to do it. They just instilled the right values in me, and they always allowed me to make my own decisions. You know, at times they were strict, but they gave me a lot of leeway. They always just had my best interests at heart.
When he gets home from school, he has to do his homework before he could go out there to play. No homework, no play. So he had strict orders, and he would come and say, "Granny, can I go to the park now?" I said, "Okay."
Basketball talent is quickly spotted in Mount Vernon, where the high school had already sent 10 players to the NBA, including the Williams brothers, Gus and Ray, and the McRaes, Scooter and Rodney. Ben started getting noticed in the 5th grade.
I saw this kid making an in-and-out dribble, going up strong with his left hand, making a nice score. As soon as the game was over, I called him over. I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Ben." I said, "Ben, you realize you made a great move, but I want to know if you can make that with your right hand too." He said, "Coach, I am righty."
With 27 state and city titles, Mount Vernon is a New York high school hoops powerhouse second to none. In 2000, Gordon led the Knights to a perfect season in winning both the New York City and state championships.
We went 28-0 that year. I felt the same joy and jubilation that I felt when I won a national championship. Of course, it was on a bigger stage, but just from a pure basketball standpoint, you know, we won it all. We're celebrating just like guys are celebrating when they win the NBA championship. It felt great, and you know, I can't wait to do it in the NBA so that I can, you know, feel that feeling again.
He wasn't ever worried about a scoring average. He said, "I'll do whatever it takes for my team to win." Sometimes I had to ask him to rebound. He would do that. Whatever was necessary, he would go after.
This is too good to be true. This can't be true.
I know. People ask me, "Give me one word, Ben Gordon in Mount Vernon." I say, gift.
A year later, the recruiters were in hot pursuit. It had come down to UConn and Duke.
Coach K came up to watch him, and Ben had the worst weekend of his life. All the recruitment had boiled up, and it just really got at him. After the game, Coach K came over, shook my hand, said, "Thank you, but we're going to go with Daniel Ewing out of Texas." And Coach Calhoun said, "I'll see you in your gym next week." So they saw the same game, and it was kind of enjoyable for me being in San Antonio in '04 to watch Coach Calhoun and then beat Coach K.
That was in the semifinals. Ironically, UConn beat Georgia Tech for the championship, a team with Will Bynum, who'd become a Piston teammate of Ben's 6 years later. Gordon had become the 3rd player chosen in the '04 draft, taken by the Bulls, one slot behind his UConn teammate and roommate, Emeka Okafor, who would then narrowly edge Gordon for the Rookie of the Year award.
When I first came into UConn, Ben was a very talented player, but he just kept on his work ethic was crazy. He would practice and then spend a couple hours in the gym. So when I would come to the room and he would come over with his basketball sneakers and say that he's been in the gym for an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, then of course I had to do the same thing too. So he helped elevate my game.
After struggling early on as a starter, his coach, Scott Skiles, got him to buy into coming off the bench, and Gordon would go on to win the 6th Man of the Year award, the first rookie so named.
I started the first few games and they had to bring me to the bench because it wasn't working out. The chemistry wasn't right. Of course, I'm just like everyone else. You know, I want to start, I want to do this, but I had to understand, okay, whatever it is, don't worry about the starting. As long as you're playing and you're finishing the games, what else is it? You know, what is it to be mad about? So it was a humbling experience, but you know, I've kind of taken that in stride, and you know, now I'm just like, okay, whatever. You guys don't want to start me, it doesn't matter. I still feel like I'm the best guy on the court. When I have the ball in my hands, I feel like no one can stop me. So at the end of the day, as long as I'm in there, I'm out there at the end of the game, you know, I feel good about it.
Up next, Gordon stars in what some have called the greatest playoff series ever.